So there were 3 naked women and Ted Nugent. Oh, what a night.
Hey, miss anything?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, everybody. SECW Meltdown. You know who this guy
The
is.
reunion.
The reunion.
I'm Dave Erickson. That's Chuck Moffat.
Right. It's like Kiss, only we never wore makeup.
And we're missing Andy Cohen. He was going to come down and do this. We're in the Kilgore Clubhouse. Kilgore, Texas.
Kilgore, Texas, along with...
At the Museum. The actual helmet worn by Sergeant Schultz
This
on
is it.
Hogan's Heroes.
This is it right here.
Right there. I know nothing.
So
If you
anyway,
put it on, that's what you say.
I'm not putting that on. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, with my luck, I'd put it on. That would be that would end up on some blog tomorrow.
Yeah,
And, I'll never work on television again.
Former producer
Yeah. But
turns into white supremacist.
God, can you imagine?
Oh,
I don't even want
geez.
to think about that.
Let's move
But
on.
Speaking of white supremacists, let's talk about SEC. No, joking.
Oh,
I'm joking.
we have. First of all, we're coming to you not live, but even though we are in standard def, we're bringing standard def back. We think it's like vinyl records. It's and Betamax tapes.
It's warmer.
It's just warmer. It's got you have a greater connection with the film. So we're going to go out and spend $30 per album. You thought they were expensive in the 70s.
I'm going to dig out my 8-track, which they have here at the Museum of Broadcast History.
They got 8-track, they got cassette, they got record players, they got laser discs. There's a laser disc over there. I'm not making this up. Well, any format you can think of. They've got all sorts of stuff. Let's get back to the action here.
Well, somehow, I mean, as you walk through a Museum of Broadcasting, and we look at all this stuff that, being in TV that we worked on over the years.
Right.
I had no idea that one day all of this would lead us to doing a professional wrestling program that it would air each week. It,
Boggles the mind. Only in America.
I find that, though, it's interesting. One thing that never changed, it's always a constant, is working with people who just...
They're not the creative type.
No, you always have, and to this day, I don't care if you're big, if you're a network, you have graphic problems. We were doing, if you go back to one of my fonder memories, was when we were part of the SECW Meltdown was a show.
You promote the next event.
That we were promoting that we built to have storylines to be entertaining and creative, but ultimately was to promote the next event. We wanted people to buy tickets for the next event.
Right.
So we would do all this, and we would end the show with going through full screen graphics of what each match was coming up. And that was, I would ad-lib something.
Right. There was a show in Longwood at Lyman High that was coming up.
At Lyman High. And so I'm reading, we asked the promotion to send us the card.
Right.
And so we're going through the graphics. I'm ad-libbing off of the graphics. I go, and the big match, the revenge match, Coach Clier versus, I don't even know who the other
Now
guy
they were going to set up for an actual wrestling coach from Lyman High to be part of this. And that's great. We want more participation.
Coach Clier.
Coach Clier, the wrestling coach.
K-Y-L-E-R.
K-L-Y-E-R.
Coach Clier. So there I am. And the big revenge match, Coach Clier. Well, the thing, it goes on television.
Yeah.
We produce it. We put it on TV.
Yeah.
Chuck gets a call from SECW saying what?
It was actually Coach Kyler was his name.
But that was his first name.
That was his first name.
It turns out it was I think it was Kyler.
Kyler or Clier or something.
No, it was Coach Kyler.
Kyler.
I called him Coach Clier.
But his actual last name was Smith.
Yeah, and so not only did they give us the wrong name, they
gave us the wrong first
spelling.
name.
They gave us the wrong first name and ignored the last name.
Yeah.
So the kids at Lyman High are like, who the heck is Coach Clier? Coach Clier.
They didn't know his first
name. His name was like Coach Jackson. And his name was like Kyler.
Yeah. He was just Coach Jackson.
It was just...
Oh, yeah, okay, him.
Or the time when they put out the big billboard, the big card, and the graphics were wrong. It had Rouge spelled as Rogue.
They've had a program, and
Rogue.
they can't spell Rouge. The guy's creepy enough, but Rouge is his name, is his stage name, is his wrestling name. Rouge.
This guy.
Like Baton Rouge, Rouge.
But they spell it Rogue.
They spelled it
But
Rogue.
Rouge's whole gimmick was he was a rock star from the 80s.
Burned out rock star.
Burned
or
out
something
rock
like-
star
yeah.
from the 80s.
Uh-huh.
Not even the 70s, more of an 80s rock guy.
Yeah.
And who lived in an underground rock lair.
Recording
Oh, his
lair.
recording studio lair.
Lair.
underground. But this guy, and he rouged because he put on lipstick and dressed like an 80s
Yeah, he
hairband.
was like one of the guys from New York Dolls.
But he was he was a terrible wrestler, if I remember.
Yeah, he was all talking very.
Or was he? I don't know. He might have been good. I don't remember. But I just remember he tried. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
Jobber.
And right, but he would offer himself up for all kinds of storylines that
Right.
he was so desperate to be a part of this. Which, you know what, he wasn't that good, but I very much appreciated his attitude.
Yeah.
You know, he would do anything for you, but it always made me laugh that Rouge would want to be involved with everything. But I couldn't look at him without thinking that his name was Rogue. Rogue. And then, but you know, here's the funny thing though. He would do anything you asked him to.
Yeah.
And then they all would, but sometimes, you know, in management we call this critical thinking. They lacked critical thinking.
Okay.
All right, some common sense, if you will.
Okay.
They would do anything you asked
Right.
them to do, but they wouldn't use common sense. We had that bit. Remember where we had a bit where it was a revenge match. Rico Casanova was the cousin of Ricky Casanova.
Right.
Ricky had been injured in with a bad with like some sucker punch or something.
It was a bad move. It was just it was a flip, and the move went wrong,
Right.
and he got injured.
Right. So then we had Chuck and I set up the story where, Ricky is paralyzed, or at least like from the waist down or
Yeah.
whatever. And so we had him with a neck brace and we put him in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair.
And Rico pushes him out to the ring because Rico's gonna for family.
His cousin.
It's his cousin. It's a revenge match. He's gonna beat up the guy in the ring who did it. So we come up with
Cool.
CB Cool. So we come up with this bit where so Rico's in the ring, and then when
Ricky's ringside.
Ricky is in the wheelchair,
just like this, neck brace, and just
and so we said, well, when the ref has his back turned, Ricky gets up out of the wheelchair,
right.
and then
Waylay.
wails on CB Cool.
Brings him down.
He jumps back out, the ref turns around, Rico's on top, boom, Rico wins the match. So, and then we're screaming, you know, oh my, it's a ruse, it's a ruse. Ricky never was paralyzed. He never was paralyzed.
It was a ruse.
But now,
What does Ricky do?
but here's what's so funny. So, the match began, Rico wheels him out in the wheelchair. But midway through the match, it's now been revealed it was a ruse. He was never paralyzed. So what does he do at the end of the match? Gets back in the wheelchair. Ricky pushes him back out.
No, you don't get it.
Oh, critical thinking. Critical thinking.
He's not injured anymore.
He's not injured. It was a ruse.
Just walk out now, raise your fists.
No. So, you know, God bless
We'll
him.
bump out with an empty shot of the wheelchair. It's fine. It'll be fine.
If you go back to one episode, you remember when Rico was ambushed by CB Cool in the parking lot outside his gym?
Oh man, that was a terrible, terrible ambush.
There was, but if you watch that tape, go back and watch that
You can
episode.
watch it right here on Facebook, on
You
this
can.
Facebook channel.
You can.
SECW Meltdown.
It's so funny because there was a cowardly ambush attack.
Right.
And if
right
you,
here in the parking lot.
Right. So Rico is walking to his van. All of a sudden, you see CB Cool.
Drives a minivan.
Right. So it's a minivan. Why didn't we get a hot rod? Why didn't we let him go to a minivan? He's walking out to his
Could
minivan.
have gone to any car in that parking lot.
No, we have him go to
Would have
minivan.
been fine.
So CB Cool jumped out and attacked him with another one of our tinfoil baking pans. a low bed, and again, we didn't.
I meant to put a different sound effect.
We should have had a sound effect. You can hear the thing hitting the ground, dink. Or when he hit him in the head, we should have had a gong. So, but anyway, but if you watch, you can tell that this was pre-taped because I start yelling, "Oh my God, a cowardly, or it's an ambush!"
An ambush.
But I start yelling, "Oh my God," about a half second before he actually hit him.
Actually comes into the camera.
So, but I'm like, "A vicious attack by CB Cool and Rico Casanova." We'll be right back. And then we bumped back in from the break and we replayed that. And I'm screaming, "Welcome back! It's mayhem! Mayhem has broken loose on Meltdown!"
This attacks in the parking lot.
That was a trademark of the show. Chuck and I's trademark was cowardly attacks. We go to break.
Locker room, parking lot.
There was locker room, yeah. So nobody would know. And then, I don't know, it was
Mr. Albino, man.
Mr. Albino.
Sneaky little guy. He left his calling card.
He left his calling card. He typed it, by the way.
He typed it. It was very clean, very.
When the guy, so this, yeah, we had an attack that we had scripted, and we didn't know who attacked. Joe and Towns, the Rebel Rockers, and we go to break with this big tease, who's attacked them, and we go, but somebody left their calling card, and it said, "See you in Longwood," which is the site of the next match.
So we're building up the suspense here.
But the funny thing is that, I don't know, we could have just written it with a magic marker, but you print it up, you
Printed it out
"See you in Longwood."
On my Mac Classic Pro 2 computer personal machine printer, so that there would be no misunderstanding. See you in Longwood.
So, I mean, I think ultimately it was, it would have been huge. I'm convinced. Huge.
Huge.
But, it just, I don't know. I think if we had to do it over again, I would.
Oh, yeah.
But technology being what it is now, gosh, how good would these shows be?
Somebody with a MacBook Pro and Final Cut could do some awesome stuff.
Because we would do what we could. We would go hard cut, straight edits on beta to beta.
Yeah.
And then I would go
using machines that are in here,
Right.
the Texas Museum of Broadcasting.
right, and then I would then take the tape over to a production house called Avid, where we did nonlinear, so we could add graphics.
Graphics.
Which it's so funny because, again, a kid with a laptop can do what we had to do in a post-production house. And
Put a couple $100 into it, and we're using machines that are, at the time, state-of-the-art, costing $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, and generating tons of heat. And
I still get grief for the photo that was taken, yeah.
This right here, we want to include this. This was the camera that we used to shoot the promos.
This is the actual Meltdown camera.
This is actual Meltdown camera.
Really?
Yes.
That's it.
This is we put a wide angle lens on the front, and I would just go like this to Dave while he's doing his segments. All right, everything's Dutch angles. You got to do Dutch angles, and so this beast right here was what we shot it on tape right here.
I had no idea. It's been a while.
This is it, and it's now here at the. You can see it for yourself. You can touch it gently here at the Texas Museum of Broadcasting and Communications in beautiful downtown Kilgore,
Texas. You know that Texas used to be its own country?
I know that.
Some people here still think it is.
Well, that's Texans for you.
Yeah, well,
I love Texas. I love it.
We're very proud of the state.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm Louisianian. He's a Texan, but we're it's just we just love this area of the country. So I've run out of things to say.
I would do it all over again, Chuck.
Yes,
would you not?
I would. I would jump in there, and but there would be things that, having gone through that experience, I would go, okay, this is what we've got to do. We have to be in on the production meeting. You can't just tell us, one thing's going to happen and something else does.
In the future, we're going to put things in writing, I think. And
we're going to have craft services.
Oh, anyway, so I think the museum guys want to get in here.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is a high budget affair.
We're going to sign off. Thanks for watching all these segments.
Thanks for watching Meltdown. To those of you who have stuck with us, tell your friends. There's a few local wrestling shows like ours, and if you're a wrestling fan, you know what? And you're in
Support your
TV.
local wrestling promotion.
Absolutely. You know what it gave me? Hey, I'm many decades old now, but I remember fondly watching Paul Bosch and Houston wrestling, and so you know what? Encourage your kids to watch professional wrestling, but at the local level.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Support your local wrestling.
We're going to go now, and
I'm out.
Our camera operator has gone to lunch, so I've got to sneak out. So for the final time, Dave is going to distract you with a backstage rock and roll story of what was it, Molly Hatchet that you were hanging out with, or maybe it was Foghat.
Yeah, well, let me tell you about the time, and I went to the Texas Jam.